James, and I'm going to show you how to send a job from the computer to the laser cutter. So I have my job already going here. Everything that the laser is going to see things in black and white. So it doesn't matter that this line is red. It does matter that this is black and white. It's going to raster, which is engrave anything that's black here, and then it's going to cut on this line all the way around here. The color doesn't really matter. What does matter is if I click that line, I have to unlock it. If I click this line, it is stroke 0.001. So anything that is stroke 0.001 line will cut all the way through. Everything else will vector, will raster cut, which is engraving, right? So that's all you really need to know, is if you want to cut through something, your stroke on your line needs to be 0.001. Otherwise, everything else is going to raster. So I'm ready. I have my job set. I'm just going to go to File and then Print. And then I'm going to make sure that the artboard I want to print to is up here. Right now, this is not the right artboard because I just want to print one of them. So I'm going to go up here to Range and hit 2. And I'm going to click over here. The range will update. What I see in this is what I'm going to actually print. I want to make sure that my placement is upper left-hand corner. I want to make sure that the orientation isn't set to auto, it's just set to the normal. So sometimes it'll be switched. If it's switched and you don't see what you're trying to print over here, then it's not going to work right. I'm going to go back and click here. Now I see it. This set is set to 16 inches by 12 inches, which is the bed of my laser cutter. I'm then going to go to Setup, and then I'm going to select my laser. Normally, if it was on, it would show online here. This is the laser Zing, and usually it's copy 1. I'm going to do Preferences. When I do Preferences, this is where I set my power. This is where this little handy cheat sheet comes in. Depending on if you're doing acrylic or whatever you're doing, you can look on here and see, okay, if I'm doing photo engraving, I want 500 DPI, I want 80 speed and 55 power. If I'm going to cut acrylic at 1/8 of an inch, I want 1400 frequency, 20 power, and 20 speed and 80 power. So that's right here on this sheet. For now, I'm doing acrylic, which is exactly what we just talked about. So I want to set my vector power to 20, my power setting to 80. So speed to 20, power to 80. Frequency for acrylic, I found that 1000 works pretty well, but also 1400 is what's on here. That's fine too. And then for my raster settings, which is the engraving settings, I'm going to go ahead, and on this one, I'm just taking off some paint, so it doesn't matter. I don't need to go really deep, so I'm going to go ahead and do 100 speed and 80 power, which will just knock that right off. 100 speed goes over very fast. The slower that you go, speed-wise, and the more powerful it is, the deeper of an engraving you're going to get on your project, right? So if it's going super slow over it and really powerful, it's going to go really deep into it. Right now, like I said, I'm just cutting off spray paint on top. All right, this is ready. My piece size here is actually set to horizontal 16, vertical 12. That's the size of my bed. This is very important to check. Usually it's set to 16 by 12 already, but just in case, go ahead and check that. I have job type combined, which means I will be rastering and vectoring. If you just want to vector, you click vector, and then this is grayed out. If you just want to raster, this is grayed out. But I'm going to go to combine here. This is where you set your DPI. Usually 500 is fine for everything. But yeah, with that, we're ready to go. I just click OK, and then print, and it's sent. So first things first, you're going to come down here and you're going to hit this one button. Everything should come on. If you don't hear everything come on, as far as like a lot of wind and air moving, that's the blowers. You want to make sure those are on. If they don't come on, let me know and don't use it. If this machine itself doesn't come on, the power switch to it's back here, but usually we just leave that on, so everything will turn on with one click right now. So here this is. Just going to click on. You'll see the laser reset and pop on. It'll come up, it'll beep at you. If it was out of place, it'll reset back. The next thing you need to do is turn on the wall fan behind me. So back in this corner, you click it away from you to turn it on all the time, or toward you to put it on a timer. I'm just going to turn it on, so click away. Next, you're going to put your piece into the laser. You open this up, you take your piece, you want to use this grid and put it in that back corner. So that's right there. If you want, you can put the pointer on. You just press pointer. That will make this laser dot appear, and that will let you see where it's at, where your laser is actually focused. So now you need to do, you have the Y and the X axis set. You need to do the Z axis. So if your piece is super thick or super thin, this is what's doing it. You drop this down, you press focus, and then for this piece it needs to raise up. So I press up and hold it until it comes up and barely touches the piece there, right? You just need to get it close, but it needs to be barely touching. Then I set this up, I click job again, I see that there's a job that I just sent to the printer, job 1, I shut it, job is ready, and I just hit go. And my job starts going. You can see it moving right there. It's going to raster first, then it will do the vector cut, and it'll be done. Cool. My job just finished. I'm going to pull it out of the laser. I had it cut all the way through, so I cut out one side of my coin, but I have this piece that it cut out of. I need to do the other side. Okay? So now I'm just going to take this piece, put it back where it was. I'm going to take my coin, and I'm going to flip it so I can engrave on this side. And you want to make sure it's pretty far up. Then you can go ahead and run your job again, and you'll get that side. Cool, so now my coin is done engraving. I engraved it so it knocked the paint off of it, but it's a little fuzzy. So I'll show you a neat trick to make it less fuzzy and more clear. Come down here, turn on the paint booth down here, grab some gloss clear, shake it, and it goes from fuzzy to nice and clear.